Hello everyone, Death Stimulator bringing you some more Naval Action. Today we've got a tiny matchup between myself and a yacht versus a cutter. Now we'll get underway as soon as I find where my opponent is in this rough sea. Am I being a bit silly or am I missing them? They might be quite far away, in which case I'll just have a cut to them, and that way you won't have to see me floundering about in these waves trying to make my way to them. Ah. Wait, really? They've started behind me? Oh no, they've caught me in a trap! Well, this may not go so well for me. I don't actually know how the yacht fares against the cutter. We'll find out together. I have really enjoyed playing some of these smaller ship games. They give you a good perspective, I think. And they bring with it a lot of, I guess, new skills or refreshed skills. So there's stuff that I can do in big ships, which I never had to think about in a small ship, but they certainly do help out, particularly in positioning and manoeuvrability and that sort of thing. And I'm clocking some serious speed in this rough weather, up to 16 knots. Or thereabouts. Yeah, there we go. Not so much when I'm having to crest the waves, of course, but when I'm coming down them, there's a decent bit. Can actually probably get a bit more sails out of it if I can turn and catch even more of the wind. Everything's going full bore. I'll probably get my left side with the double and just try and take a few pot shots as I approach with my standard shot. I don't want to have to be too close. I'm not sure just like the difference in our ships, basically, is all. So I want to take things cautiously. We should be reasonably reasonably close at this point. I'm just going to pop a shot off and see how it works out. Didn't even see where it landed, and can't accurately use my telescope at this range. Generally went in his direction somewhere. Alright, well, we're going to be close action for the moment, so I'm going to switch up to double. Go to gunnery. And prepare for an interesting engagement. Alright, so we do have 6 guns apiece. Ooh, nice shooting there. Saved by the waves. All of his shots look pretty bang on. Now let's see if our double shot will even get close to him at this point. I may have to look at switching up. Ooh, that looked mighty reasonable. One hit. Double shot is nothing to be sniffed at, that is most certainly the case. A little bit of a hit there, but I'm not overly concerned. I'm switching up to battle sail so I can get a bit steadier. I'm just going to focus on his hull. I feel that unless he really starts going for my sails, it's just my best course of action. Ooh, this weather. Oh, I was hoping I'd be able to get that before. Oh, that was terrible. Alright, I'm going to turn very close to the wind and just try and get on his tail. Relying on a mixture of the rough weather and my ship's maneuverability. And the currents. You do actually have to take into account currents in this, which is lovely. I seem to have got myself in an excellent position. So it appears that I do have the slight advantage in maneuverability. Or it may be that... I mean, like, I did get very lucky with the currents there. Ooh, that was a nice shot to the rear section of his ship. And will hopefully result in... yeah, there we go, some serious damage being done. And now we're on the chase. I'm not sure if he actually made a large jump out of the water there, or if it was just the waves not rendering properly. But in either case, it looked pretty impressive. Yeah, it looks like it might just not be the waves rendering around the lower section of the ship. These things will happen in early games. Even ones that are quite visually impressive for, you know, their early stage of development. Not entirely satisfied with hitting a sail there. That sort of thing will happen. I need to take advantage of the position that I'm in. Yeah. Okay, so he's going to cut across again, so I'll just hit him with my starboard side guns. It's quite interesting. I feel that... I'm not entirely sure if it's the yacht that's better at turning, or if I've just been incredibly lucky with the waves. It could go either way. Ooh, way too short. See if we can come round. I should actually probably put my crew onto sailing for the moment. Switch them back to gunnery when I get in range. Not too much to say here as we pursue him. I do hope that he won't run away from us for too long, and that we'll be able to get to the fighting. Yeah, here he comes. I'm not too phased in having an exchange with him. But I would certainly like it to go in my favour. was very poorly timed on my part. Should have been paying a little bit more attention. He should have his shots up and ready to go at this point. I'm guessing he just doesn't have the right angle on me, which suits me just fine. The fewer shots I take, the better it is for me. Well, not really. I mean, like, as long as you win... Actually, it's not even an issue of winning. As long as you get hits, you get close to unlocking those high-level ships. That's all that really matters. You get to see some more impressive gameplay, you get to see the interesting things they've done and the beautiful modelling that is taken into account in this game. Really spectacular ships have been picked out, and their transference from plans and such into video game assets has been superb. He's getting a little bit of air though off that ship, which is rather amusing to see, and does look pretty spectacular. Having played a lot with the larger ships and now coming back and playing the smaller ones, I do understand more why I enjoyed the rough weather in the small ships. They just get so much more freedom of movement, and you lose that on the larger ships. And to be honest, you really need it when it comes to a rough weather, that freedom of movement. See if I can push just a little bit of extra speed out of my sails. Try and catch up to him. No, the wind's waxed a little bit. I mean, we're still getting, 11 knots out of it, but we're not getting the 16 knots we were getting at the start of the match. Now, I think he's used one repair, though I'm not entirely sure. I would hope so at this point. Because I've inflicted some good hits. You can just make them out there on his port side. And I'm just trying to see if his rudder's damaged. Probably not by the look of it. Seems to be turning fine. And I'm having just as much issue catching him up as could be expected. Once again, hoping he's not running for too long. It's not really like there's anywhere to go. And I don't want to have to switch out. But it's honestly looking like I might have to. I'll see if I can wound him with some shots from here. As soon as this wave crests. One hit, not great. Have to do better than that, I think. I might actually take the opportunity to switch up to chain shot on my right side, just to speed this match up a little bit. I mean, if he hasn't used any repairs, it's not a terrible situation that he's in. It does entirely depend, though, on how he can carry through. Okay, I'm guessing he must be very new, and not entirely sure of the controls. Just by the fact that like he's just fired off volley shots with no establishing shot in order to kind of gauge range. I could be wrong, he's just having terrible luck in this weather. It can happen to anyone. Don't think I really had any impact on his sails, sadly. But that's alright. He's had an impact on mine, though. And I'd prefer if we could avoid that happening for the remainder of the match. Swing round, get my double shot off if I can while he's still close-ish. May have to satisfy myself with getting his sails. Ooh, done. Those went off a lot later than I'd liked. Didn't have any impact at all on him, which is unfortunate. Decent hits. Oh no. I didn't expect myself to angle quite that way. I adjusted my rudder a little bit too early and I feel I was affected somewhat by the current. It's 2 AM and you may have picked up a little bit of the background noise there from a car with an over-revved engine passing by. That's impressive. Good job, Australia, keeping it classy. Alright, so he seems to be fighting, so we'll switch up from chain to double. Ooh. Oh, that was just bad shots on my part. Dear, dear, dear. Oh no, we are outside the battle zone. We must return to combat within 5 minutes. Ominous messages coming through there. We'll see what we can do as we turn into the wind here. Really just concerned with keeping him in range and getting our shots off. Sorry I have not been able to end this faster. I'm still working on my manoeuvring and my shooting, which has been, I think, acceptable this match, especially for the weather. And he's dead. Okay. No, I assume he left or he may have sunk. I can't tell as this ship is floating out of the water. Well, as always, it's been Death Stimulator. Thanks very much for watching. And if you did enjoy the video, please consider liking, commenting, favouriting or subscribing, as your support does mean the world to me. And I'll see you guys next time.